difference between the Conjuring and hunting season was really just the budget and the crew that's behind you. It's the same amount of passion. You're putting just as much effort into it. There's just more people on board to lift you, to push you along. Although I could have said I put more effort into hunting season, which was an indie film, because I'm freezing my butt off in the cold, and I don't have a trailer to go to, and it's really frustrating. You're hungry and you're waking up and you're not getting paid, and you're doing 12-hour days, and it's because you want to do it. You like the bunch you're shooting with, and you like the role, and you like the project, and you just like doing what you're doing. So you're doing that. You write a song, you do a piece of art or something, you're not getting paid to do it usually. There comes a point when you make yourself a professional that you are getting paid, and you're trying to set some standards or something. But yeah, the Conjuring, James Wan was the director, and he comes from an indie background, and you could feel that on set. He was behind the camera and really enjoyed. You could tell he still really enjoys being there. He's not just there to fill his hours. It's not just a means to an end. Some directors you work with, they just are like, yep, that's good. They have the shot and they're looking at it as a shot. You don't feel as much. There's nothing pulsing underneath them. And I hope I never end up being like that. And I would like to work with as little people who that's possible, who feel that way about what they're doing. He was just an excited boy with new toys behind that screen, and it trickles down the set. Everyone kept saying how lucky I was to have this be my first feature film, because the environment was a much more happy-go-lucky vibe than they used to. And I'd have crew say to me that they would never do. Their standards are usually that they wouldn't accept a project like this for the criteria that they're given in their contract. But for James Wan, I'd do anything they'd say. And that's kind of cool, because it takes it back to doing something because you want to do it, not because of like, hey, wait a minute, my standards are I need this and I need this trailer, and like actors get upset about what trailer they have. The difference between the Conjuring and the hunting season was, I guess, the people behind us, but there was no less passion, and I'm glad that it didn't feel like a feature film besides the big lights. So next up I have a movie with Charlize Theron, Nicholas Hoult, Chloe Moritz, and Ty Sheridan. I'll be shooting in Louisiana, called Dark Places, and I'm pumped about that because Charlize Theron's from my country, and it just means a lot to me. A movie's coming out in the Toronto Film Festival called Empire of Dirt. I have a little feature role there as an Ojibwe character called Angel, who's far from that. Some drug dealing, just gets the lead girl into trouble. It's a native story about a mother and a daughter. Peter Stebbings just did Defendor with Woody Harrelson, and just did this movie for free. He did it all out of passion once again. That's going back to the Conjuring versus indie films. Some are features and some are indies, and yeah, I really respect the guy. I remember one time actually when I had this big commercial that came out, and I got the role, and it offered me a lot of money, and I just kind of met Peter, and he told me, you know what, don't worry, money will come, because it was a question of selling out for 3 years and being attached to this role, or not. And I was straight out of theater school, and hadn't booked anything yet, and they came back with a lot of money. I'm grateful for his guidance, and I'm happy with my choices. Anyway, and then I have Dirty Singles, which is a Canadian indie. I play this long guy who rolls up on a longboard, and I have an indie band. I play, I'm like this musician guy, and I'm the lover of one of the leads. I'm seeing an older woman, but he's just kind of this, as in my own accent, which is pretty awesome because I haven't done any features or work like that in my own accent. And then Home Again with Jenny Garth from 90210 or Beverly Hills, depending whether you watch the CW or the old version, but she's starring in that. I play her assistant. It's a comedy. And then Pride of Lions, I don't know when that's coming out. It's 5 grandsons who get captured in Afghanistan, soldiers. I play one of the soldiers, Vic Skinner. He's kind of like the hard-headed killer warrior type of stereotype in the crew. Yeah, excited for you guys to see what comes next.